Alright guys, what's up? We back with some more Skyrim Legendary Edition, and the spells that I was having trouble with that I made before, I actually got them to fix, and I'm going to show you that. But before we get into it, I want to show off this armor. Now this is the Argent Iron Armor. It is CBB, HDT, and body side compatible, and it has a nice little chainmail look to it. It's not lore friendly at all. It's like a nice chainmail bikini looking armor. I wouldn't say it's too slooty with the exception of the back. The back has a little bit too much cheek action, but that's about it. Now I didn't scale the body too big, but I still noticed that there was a little bit of clipping. But since it was chainmail, I guess it didn't look that bad. It was hardly noticeable anyway. But I definitely would say that you cannot make your bodies too big in body slide when using this armor, because you will get some clipping. Now I don't know how to craft this armor or where to find it. I just used add item to get it. He didn't put in the description how to obtain it, so that's why I did that. And yeah, that's it. I'm not really a big fan of the armor. I don't think it's bad. It's just not really my style. So let's move on to the next mod, which is actually my mod. So the corrupted shades that I made to be able to summon, I had named them necro pawns. Before I was summoning them and they weren't attacking, as you can see from my last video. And I was having a problem. I couldn't figure out how to make these guys attack. They would just go up to the enemies and just stare at them and not do anything. So I'm looking at the stats, I'm looking at the level, I'm changing them around, constantly changing it in Creation Kit and loading up the game and back and forth and occasional CTDs and just catching a headache. But eventually I just thought, these guys are spawned with a weapon in their right hand. Then when they start seeing enemies, the weapon disappears and then they have a spell in both hands and they're not attacking the enemy. So I thought, what if I change the spell so that it doesn't interrupt the weapon in the right hand? So what I did was I decided to only give it the spell usable in the left hand, and surely enough it worked. So now my necropawns will go up to the enemies and use frostbite with their left hand, and they will swing with their sword with their right hand. So from what I can see is that it's not possible to give them frostbite or any type of spell in both their hands and have them attack, unless you customize the AI data possibly. Okay, so the next mod is the one that inspired me to try to learn Creation Kit even more, and it is called Summon Skeleton Champion. Now this mod is awesome if you like skeletons and if you like conjuration spells, because what it does is it allows you to summon a few different types of skeleton allies. So the first one is a normal skeleton. He has a sword and he's just a basic skeleton with melee attacks. And the second one is a skeleton archer, which is a skeleton with bow and arrows, and he will help you with ranged enemies. And there is a third one called the Skeleton Hero. Now this is the skeleton that wears the Dovahkiin like helmet. He's a bit stronger than the Archer and the normal skeleton. And then you have the Skeleton Champion, which is the strongest of them all. And there's even a hidden summon. There is a Skeleton Mage, but he can only be summoned by the Skeleton Champion. So you have to have the Skeleton Champion out, and there's a chance that he could summon the Skeleton Mage. Now I modified this mod to my liking because I felt that the Skeleton Champion was a bit too weak, and I changed how long he's out. So he was to be spawned infinitely, like he was supposed to just be out forever until killed, like he was a thrall. But I changed it so that he's only summoned for about 3 minutes, and that instead of casting the ritual animation to summon him, I made it so that you could just summon him with one hand, like a normal casting spell. And I also gave him more health because I felt like the enemies in my game were very overpowered, and as soon as he was getting spawned, he was getting killed instantly, and I didn't like that. So yeah, these guys go to work. I mean, you just summon one, and then you might have like 3 or 4 of them out, like a little small army helping you, and they got shouts, and then Neo Tengu's going in. Her AI is just looking so superb, and it's just working really good. I love it when I start learning new things and then trying it, and everything just comes together. It feels really good. Now this spell actually inspired me to create my own type of spell, and you might get to see a little bit of it in this video, but I'll show more of it off later. But that's it. I really suggest you try this mod out. It's really good. It's really fun, and you could probably just learn things from it just by looking at all the stuff that it has in the creation kit. And here is a battle in Special Edition. And I'll see you guys later. Peace. Take care of yourselves.